English 5, Week 6, Day 1. Objectives. Analyzing informal text, differentiate statements of facts and opinions in text. Generate a summary from informational text. And fill out personal data forms. Describe how color affects the meaning of informational text. Explanatory text relay objective. To collaboratively write an explanatory text as a team. Materials: large sheets of paper or whiteboard, markers, and pens. Activity steps. Step 1. Explain the relay activity and review the components of explanatory text. Divide students into small groups, ideally within 5 to 6 members. Each group starts with a large sheet of paper, and one student writes the introductions, then passes it to the next student, who writes the first step, and so on until the text is complete. Each group presents their completed explanatory text to the class and discuss the strengths and areas for improvement in each text. Begin with a discussion about where students encounter informational text in their daily lives. Examples might include reading news articles, filling out forms, or interpreting signs and advertisements. Show them these examples and ask the following guide question. First, what do these texts provide us? And where do you see informational text in your everyday life? And why is it important to understand and analyze these texts accurately? Explain that the ability to analyze informational text helps us make informed decisions, communicate effectively, and understand the world around us. Instruction. Ask your student to read each sentence carefully and use the context clues to choose the best definition for the word to be defined. During the discussion, ask the student to explain the clues they find in the sentence to derive at an answer. Just pause the video while they are reading or doing the activity. Number 1. Just pause the video and just continue right after. Statements of facts and opinions. Before presenting the text, ask the students to read the following guide questions. What is inequality and what are some examples of it mentioned in the text? And how do inequality and discrimination affect individuals and groups in society? And what are some ways of people organizations are working to combat inequality and discriminations according to the text? And what other forms of inequality can you see around you? And how do you think they could be addressed? You can pause the video, go back to the first question and let them answer, and just proceed playing the video after all the questions has been answered. Present and ask your student to read the text. Let's make a change. Inequality after reading, discuss the guide questions, and after discussing the answers, you may go ahead with this statement. Everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are, what they look like, and where they come from or what they believe. That would be a world of equality. And wouldn't it be awesome? But sadly, that's not quite how things are today. Let's find out more about inequality. What is inequality? Inequality is when some people lack the rights, opportunities, and fair laws of others, and it exists everywhere. Unfortunately, in societies all around the world, people are treated differently and unfairly because of things that make up who they are. Things such as race, nationality, gender, disabilities, age, and personal beliefs. When this happens, it is called discrimination, and it makes life difficult for millions of people. So, what's the problem about inequality? Do you think it is a problem? Inequality and discrimination create societies where individuals and groups are put at an unfair disadvantage in life. Some people find it difficult to succeed because of a learning difference, which means their brain works a little bit differently. Others are singled out and bullied because of the color of their skin and on their personal beliefs. Some ethnic groups struggle to get the same quality of education, healthcare, and housing that other ethnic groups have easy access to. Some people find themselves without privilege and rights just because of their gender, and others lack access to important facilities and opportunities because of a disability. Inequality and discrimination exist in a lot of different ways in lots of different places. But one thing is for certain, it all needs to stop. Now that we have read and discussed the text, let's move on to an important skill that will help us better understand and remember what we've read, which is summarizing. Summarizing is when we take the main points of a story or article and put them into our own words in a shorter way. This helps us focus on the most important information and share it with others quickly and clearly. Let's learn how to summarize this text together. Pair work. As students read again the text with a partner, have them highlight or underline the main idea and key details. Each pair writes a summary of the text on a summary worksheet and see the worksheet. So just provide them the worksheet that is included for this activity. You can refer to the learning activity sheet or the last that can be that we can find in the internet or some other sources. Sample summary. So the text talks about how everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are or what they believe. This is called equality, but sadly, it doesn't always happen. So this is an example of a summary. Inequality means some people don't have the same rights and chances as others because of things like their race, gender, and or disabilities. This is called discrimination, and it makes life hard for many people. The text says that inequality needs to stop and tells us that many people and groups are working hard to make sure everyone has fair rights. One example is Sienna, a young change maker from Ireland. What is one form of inequality that you've observed in the community or in your community? And how can people work together to solve it? You can pause the video while sharing your answer with your classmate or to your teacher. What important learning did you take from the following discussions? Pause the video to answer. Topics and learning. So for the topics, we have their statement of facts and opinion, summarizing and color meaning, and communication. Evaluation time. Read each statement carefully. Decide if it is a fact or an opinion. Write fact or opinion next to the statement. Number 1. The sky is blue on a clear day. Is it a fact or opinion? Number 2. Chocolate ice cream is the best flavor. Is it the fact or opinion? Number 3. The Great Wall of China is over 13,000 miles long. Is it a fact or opinion? Pause the video to answer if there's a need to. Dogs make better pets than cats. Fact or opinion? Number 5. The capital of France is Paris. Fact or opinion? Summer is the most enjoyable season. Fact or opinion? Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 8. Reading books is more fun than watching TV. Number 9. There are 7 continents in the world. And number 10. Pizza tastes better with extra cheese. Remember that when we say fact or opinion, fact is based on studies, evidence, researches, and with evidences that it is true. When we say opinion, this is something that there's still a discussion between two people. Like for example, chocolate is the best sweet snacks. Maybe for that's very subjective because maybe for you, chocolate is the best snack, but for others it is not. So that falls down to opinion only. Because again, when you say fact, that's not something that someone can oppose to. Because again, when we say fact, it's according to the truth, with research, with studies, and the reality. So like for example, if it is sunny, just like the sentence, let me go back to the sentence earlier. Moment. There's continent, not that one. I think that's on the set. There you go. The first sentence. The sky is blue on a clear day. That is fact. But whether you like it or not, if it's a clear day, the sky is blue, right? Then the second sentence, chocolate ice cream is the best flavor. So maybe for you, it's the best flavor, but for others, it's not. So maybe that may bring a discussion, or someone might oppose or someone might disagree to the idea. So that's only opinion. Number 3, the Great Wall of China is over 13 miles long. So if this is the written statements or about the record of the Great Wall of China, if it's 13 miles, then this is a fact. For number 4, dogs make better pets than cats. So for the dog lovers, of course, they will agree to dog makes better pets than cats. But for the cat lovers, they might disagree to this. So this is just an opinion. Because not all people will agree that dogs are better than cats. And number 5, the capital of France is Paris. Do you agree? So according to the history, since it's a fact, and it's according to the book itself, which is the capital of France is Paris, so that's fact. Then summer is the most enjoyable season. This is also opinion. Why? Because not all enjoy summer. Although, yeah, most people enjoy summer, but we cannot say everyone will enjoy summer and enjoys summer. So maybe for some, summer is not the most enjoyable, but some does, or yes. So this is just a fact. The number 7, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So if it does, then it's a fact. Then reading books is more fun than watching TV. It is also an opinion because for some others, especially to those who don't love reading books, they tend to disagree to this statement because it says here, reading books is more fun than watching TV. Mas nakaka-enjoy daw yung manood ng TV. Nakaka-enjoy daw yung magbasa ng libro, mga aklat, kaysa manood ng TV. Well, for some, of course, they might disagree because they love watching TV more than reading books. So this is just an opinion. And number 9, there are 7 continents in the world. There are 7 continents in the world, so that's fact. And pizza tastes better with extra cheese. Of course, this is only an opinion because there are some people who doesn't want any cheese to their pizza. And of course, We also, even me, I know some people that don't like energy. So this is just an opinion because not all people likes extra cheese. So maybe for you, yes, but for others not. So that's the end of the first day. So let's go to the second day. Day 2. Objectives. What other forms of inequality can you see around you? And how do you think they could be addressed? Same question raised from the day 1. So if you have answer, you can pause the video and share your answer to your classmate or to your teacher. What are some ways of people organization are working to combat inequality and discrimination according to the text? Could you still remember? If you could still remember, pause the video to answer and share it with others. What is inequality and what are some examples of it mentioned in the text? Pause the video to answer. How do inequality and discrimination affect individuals and groups in society? Lesson outline. Define summarizing. Write definition on the board. Summarizing is telling the main points of a story or article in a shorter way. Explain the summary is like a shortened versions of a text containing only the most important information. Number 2, why summarizing is important. Help us understand and remember what we read. Allows us to share important information with others quickly. Steps to summarize. So you can write this one on your notebook. You can take a picture, screenshot. Just make sure that you have a copy of this. Read the text carefully. Of course, first you have to read the text carefully first so that you can do summarizing. Number 2, determine what the text is mostly about. So determine what you have read all about. And number 3, look for the most important details that support the main idea. The number 4, use your own words to write a short paragraph that includes the main idea and the key details. Work example B4, statements of facts and opinion for 15 minutes. So we'll be giving you 15 minutes for this. Just pause the video. It's up to the teacher how he or she would give you a time limit for that. So just pause the video and continue after. You may continue with this statement. We've learned a lot about inequality and impact it has on people's lives. Understanding these issues helps us to see importance of fairness and inequality. Now let's delve deeper and learn how to distinguish between statements of facts and opinions, which is crucial when discussing and understanding the important topic. So now let's try to distinguish between fact and opinion. This will help us better understand the information we come across and from our own informed views. Present the following informations from the text and ask them to observe the two sets of text and what they can notice. First, inequality is when some people lack the rights, opportunities, and fair laws to others, and it exists everywhere. Number 2, unfortunately, in societies all around the world, people are treated differently and unfairly because of the things that make up who they are. Things such as race, nationality, gender, disability, age, and personal beliefs. Inequality and discrimination create societies where individuals and groups are put at an unfair disadvantage in life. Everyone should be treated fairly, no matter who they are and what they look like, where they come from, or what they believe. That would be a world of equality. And wouldn't it be awesome? Number 5, but sadly, that's not quite how things are today. Number 6, it all needs to stop. So activity, fact, and opinion sorting game. Materials needed: index cards, strips of paper, markers, too large, labeled posters or boards. Facts and opinions, and set of pre-written statements related to justice and inequality. Examples: for the preparation, write or print out following statements or index cards or strips of paper. Facts: a Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations in 1948. So this is also fact again. If it's according to the fact, the reality, with studies, with evidences, so it should be fact. In some countries, women earn less money than men for the same job. Children in many parts of the world do not have access to free education. Another D, Nelson Mandela fought against apartheid in South Africa. Opinions: inequality is the biggest problem in the society today. And letter B, everyone should participate in efforts to end discrimination. Shenna is an inspiring young change maker. Letter D, it is an unfair when people are treated differently because of their race. Instruction: divide a class into small groups and give each group a set of pre-written statements. Then explain that their task is to sort these statements into two categories: facts and opinions. So the statements that we just read earlier, teachers will give you some of those, or you can just go back and copy, then sort it out, identify which text there from what we've read are the opinions and categorized to opinions or categorized to facts. Then allow the students to work their groups to sort the statements and walk around the classroom to facilitate discussion and provide guidance as needed. Once all groups have finished sorting, go through each statement as a class. Then ask each group to explain their reasoning for categorizing each statement. Then discuss any discrepancies and clarify why each statement is fact or an opinion. Part 2, summarizing instructions. Read this passage carefully, then write a brief summary that includes the main idea and the most important details. Keep your summary short and to the point. Passage 1. Lions are known as the king of the jungle. They are large, powerful cats with impressive manes that makes them look even bigger. Lions live in groups called prides, which are usually made up of related females and their offspring with a few males. These groups work together to hunt and protect each other. Unfortunately, lions are currently facing threats from habitat loss and human activities. For this, passage 2. Apples are a popular fruit that come in many varieties, such as Granny Smith, Red Delicious, and Fuji. They can be eaten raw, cooked in desserts, or made into drinks like apple cider. Apples are not only tasty but also healthy, providing important nutrients like vitamins and fiber. The saying, "an apple a day keeps the doctor away," highlights their health benefits. Then, you may do or provide a summary for the statement. End of the day 2. Day 3. Objectives. Direction. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. Summarizing means telling the end points of the story in. Okay. Number 2, a summary only includes the most blank information. So you can pause the video to answer. Number 3 and 4. Again, pause the video to answer. Match each step to its correct description. Write the letter of the correct answer. Step and description. So for number 1, look for its correct description from A to T. Pause the video to answer and complete the activity. Explain to the student that they will be summarizing the press statements from the student government. Remind them to the steps of how to summarize and find the main idea, identify the key details, and write a shorter version in their own words. Distribute copies of the press statements to each student and read the statement aloud as a class. Press statement from the student government of Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School. Date June 6, 2024. We, the student government of Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School, are excited to announce our plans to stage a mass demonstration to support our school's advocacy in combating inequality and bullying in our campus. This demonstration will take place on June 17, 2024, and will involve students, teachers, and parents coming together to stand against these serious issues. Our decision to organize this demonstration is driven by the urgent needs to address the unfair treatment and bullying that some of our fellow students face. Inequality and bullying create a negative and unsafe environment, preventing students from feeling accepted and valued. By raising our voices, we aim to promote a culture of respect, kindness, and fairness for everyone at our school. We believe that every student deserves to be treated equally, regardless of their race, gender, abilities, or personal beliefs. Bullying in any form is unaccepted and has no place in our school. Unacceptable. Through this demonstration, we hope to spread awareness and encourage everyone to take a stand against these injustices. We invite all students, teachers, and parents to join us in this important event. Together, we can make a difference and create a more inclusive and supportive school community. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, Ross Theodore Katuling, President of the Student Government, Princess Bukatan Memorial Elementary School. Ask the student to highlight or underline the main ideas and key details in the press statement and discuss the highlight parts as a class to ensure understanding. Handouts of the summary worksheet, see the worksheet. So go refer to the learning activity sheet, print it out, and provide it to the students. This is the sample of the summary template. So what are the main ideas found in the press release, and list them in a phrase form. So list it here, pause the video while doing so. Have the student write a summary of the press statement using the highlighted information, and ask a few students to share their summaries with the class and discuss what makes a good summary and provide the feedback. After summarizing their press statement, explain to the students that they will be participating in a role-playing activity where they pretend to sign up for a mass demonstration supporting their school's advocacy against inequality and bullying. Discuss the importance of such demonstrations and how they can bring attention to important issues and help create change. This is the example. Pause the video while copying or while having this as your guide. Activity: signing up for a mass demonstration, 10 minutes. So while doing the activity, you have 10 minutes to do the demonstration. Objective: students will practice filling out forms accurately and understand the importance of supporting advocacy efforts to end the inequality and bullying. Then instructions: just read and proceed right after. This is also the registration form for mass demonstration. So pause the video while copying or having this as your guide. Also this one, this, and this. Emphasize the importance of providing accurate information and thinking carefully about the responses to the question. Hand out the information sheets to each student. You can just refer to the worksheet. Allow students time to fill out their information sheets and walk around the room to help ensure they understand each part of the form. Once everyone has filled out their sheets, bring the class together and discuss their responses. Number 6, ask volunteers to share why they want to join the demonstration and what they hope to achieve by participating. Why is it important to complete forms with accurate information? Pause the video to answer. Provide each student with journal or a sheet of paper and ask them to write a short reflection on the following questions. And what did you learn? What did you learn about color psychology and its impact on communication? Then answer these questions. Just pause to do so.